Hello everybody, 3B's there, another day, another commented playthrough, and this one is a part 3 of the Spear Archer playthrough by Brave Knight All. We can have their preview of the current stat of the character before the session, and so strength and vitality are two respectable amounts. I feel that the build would be a lot more about charge attack or CA for short, but intel is not that much currently. On the other hand, dexterity is kinda high, so a lot more focused on normal attack than I thought it would be. Not bad, of course, but just keep in mind that the kind of main argument to go for spear over bow when you're playing the archer is the spear charge attack. That is the only way, unless you have high level summon, for the archer to have access to AoE damage. So we embark on the new continent, and that means access to the Temple of Light, which is kinda cool because we get access to some recipe that can save us a lot of gold for having high-end SP and HP recovery item. Technically also soul return for multiplayer, but it's not gonna matter there. Yeah, as you can see, some AoE from the spear. Still difficult to have more than two enemy at the same time with a CA. And this is why dexterity was investing that much. Although I think this might be a little too much. This is not like bad at all, because there will be a lot of moments like that when you run out of SP and you will have to rely on normal attacks anyway. Also, when I think about it, if you can manage really well your CA, after doing it, if quickly you do a normal attack that connects, it will have a blue aura of impact, and the property of this shot is to have more recoil, but most probably more power. So even a CS spam build will need to have some level of dexterity. So I guess that's perfectly fine. Giving apple to this guy. If you can get them from the tool shop from 150 gold. It gives you back 300, so you have a net worth of 150 more than previously. And of course, if you're into item dumping, you can get infinite money as soon as Dungeon 1 if you're lucky to have one apple this soon. If you know how to item dump, that is. So technically, I'm guessing Brave Knight, because he already did that in a previous playthrough, will go to the Temple of Light to exchange healing drop against healing water and Goddess Tear for Ray of Hope. Or maybe not there, because it already started in the desert. But you can go even further like that for healing item, because if you have an amount, so if you have 5 herbs, you can exchange them to an NPC in the castle against one healing drop. This costs the same amount of gold. This does not save you money. But if you have herbs in your inventory and it's absolutely useless because you already have too much HP, this is a good thing, unless it's better than throwing them away. Okay, a little bit of farming in the Coliseum, rank 3. So I believe like last time, well actually there's only this reward left, so I know it is, but the goal is to get the Master Ring. Very good item. Gives you 8 attack, which is the same as investing 2 full level ups into strength only. And gives you a bit more crit. Unlucky again. I think that's like 4 or 5 times in a row between the 2 sessions. Unfortunate. But yeah, it can happen. Unfortunately, it's totally random. Master Ring is even better for the archer, the ninja and the brawler because they have the critical skill. So they can actually utilize the critical boost aspect of it. Not invested that much into anti-flying skill for now, because the mages, the gizmos and the bat were flying, and finally the Master Ring. Nice. And now the bat ring is also a nice accessory to have, and the silver ring is also in his inventory. I've said it before, but I think that the silver ring the archer is the best user of the silver ring. For the other, what you want to do is to have some chaos-like effects. That chaos weapon gives you 150% more damage against both flying and undead, but because the archer already has the anti-flying skill to have one part of it, it can fully go to the undead bonus damage route. If you max out anti-flying skill, I believe you have 450 or maybe like be more 500 base damage against flying enemies. In normal mode with that you can very easily hit the visual damage cap of 999. I don't know if you can do more damage than that, but visually at least it's only to 3 digits. And the reason I'm not sure if it's 450 or 500 is because some skill, when mastered, are not considered level 7, despite being the 7th level, but are considered level 8. So I guess at some point I will have to verify whose skills are considered level 8. Level up available. I think that the amount of dexterity, there's not that much miss shots. I mean, there were 2 just now, but it's also because the archer seems to have decreased accuracy when it's close to the enemies. So I think that investing into either strength or intel is nice. Around 80 HP is a respectable amount to utilize while eating drops. I don't think that Vitality is gonna be that investing into Vitality is gonna be that useful. It's always better to just be able to kill enemy before they go for your HP anyways. Yeah, just as I saw. As I said, the amount of HP is enough for you to use healing drops after sustaining some damage without wasting any of the healing. Technically you can regenerate all your HP if you wait long enough with the healing skill, but when you are surrounded, that's another stuff. Oh, I've seen just 4. So it's starting to becoming some usable AoE damage. It's becoming better with levels. So the thing about this build is that the Spirit CA is not very good at low levels. It's actually doing less damage than the bow and not more efficient, but this is level 3 currently, I think. It's starting to become how should I say? Well, the specialty of the AoE damage of the Spear Archer is starting to come out. Yeah, as you see, once you distance yourself from the enemy's normal attack seems to connect a lot more. Although I don't know if it's supposed to be a hidden mechanic of the archer by default, or if it's on the contrary, if it's an increased accuracy with the range skill once you have a bit of distance between yourself and the target. It's starting to becoming difficult when you run out of SP. But at least in the desert you have a lot of space to maneuver around the enemies. But it's not that bad for the archer, but yeah, he really hates to be surrounded. I don't know about putting more points into dexterity. And Vaitali, it's never bad, neither one of those, but surely I would have thought about pointed to strength and intel. Well, in the end of the day, you could argue that you could go for more and more vitality unless you reach an amount that enables you to use healing water, as well as currently the archer is using the healing drops. Yeah. But the design of the archer, and that's exactly how it's written in the game's manual, well, at least from the translation that I was able to come out with. You're supposed to kill the enemy before they come to you, which also goes with the fact that he seems to have decreased accuracy in close proximity. I mean, there's a few yellow shots, visually yellow shots there and there, with like the damage is written in yellow. That's not because you missed, but that's because you didn't pierce the armor of the enemy. So it's more about strength missing than dexterity. missing. No, it's too bad. I think he could have attacked with the enemy being stuck on the corner. You really have to inspect every part of every skin if you want to get all the chests in the desert. There are multiple screens when the chests are in random places from like each time you go there. I don't know if those enemies archer are able to give us the rare drops, because usually whenever is a rare drop associated with a family or monster, each monster of the family can give you the rare drops. So for example, the Ryujin bracers are from the Cobble family, and you can get them as soon as the Goblin Fort. But for whatever reason, for the Archer family, that gives you so I think that the Robin's bow and the Barret. Well, I think there's two pieces that can give for the Robin set, which is the rare drop set for the Archer. For whatever reason, amongst the 4 members of the family, that's only the 2 last ones, not the first 2 that you can see. So for example, those in the Robert's pirate ship cannot give you the rare drops. But it's difficult to give enough time to the archer to regenerate HP, so when you have static enemies like that, I think that would be a better idea to just use normal attack. Takes a bit more time, but gives you an opportunity to regenerate your SP. They're very fast. There might be the enemies in the cave with a more movement speed. That's not even the advanced version when they have increased movement speed, as well as, well, every stat actually. I wonder if a good shot could pierce through. Well, no, never mind, because he only has 1 hitbox active at the same time. Nah, never mind. It's gonna take some time. He's moving just a little too fast for the projectiles to catch up. Finally on the last part. Yeah, you basically have to plan the trajectory of your attacks. But maybe at higher rank, the projectiles can catch up, but for now the javelin cannot. Gonna be that they could have made it give him a lot less health, because he's already kinda into it. Finally. Again with the dexterity. Okay. Well, I kind of want to check real quick the dexterity of the monsters in these areas, because you can on the link that I always give in the description of my video, there is a link for Tartarus, which is a site that has compiled a lot of information about the game. And on it you have a bestiary, which gives you stats of all the monsters that you can encounter in both normal mode and advanced mode. So there I'm going for it, and I'm pretty... So let's take the Scorpion that goes like to a millions map error from previously, the King Scorpion. So I have his stat there in normal mode, and he has 32 dex. Another enemy that would probably have a lot of dex would be the Thunderbat that we got previously. They have they have really low dexterity actually. The vampire bats that you get in the cave, so the dungeon after, only has 18. Let's take the RP. They are flying. So the RP that you get in the desert has 32. So I was right on that. This amount of dexterity is kind of overkill. In fact, let's take the... I know that the enemies that... the family of monster that has the most dexterity is the will-o-wisp family. The more than you have is this family at 200 dex in normal mod. And so that's very high. But basically just use a charge attack. Other than that, you will rarely have enemies with a lot of dexterity anyways. What do we have? Maybe the vampire, the flying, they're in the Chaos Castle. There you go, so that's a benchmark, for example. The vampires, so that's the flying demons that use demon breath like attack. They have 60 dex. So I believe that if you go past 60 dex in your whole playthrough, that's absolutely overkill. And if you have a lot of charge attack, even going past 30 is arguable. Kind of overdrop then. How is it? The Ancient Claw? Sphinx Claw? Sphinx Claw, yeah. Part of the ancient set for the brother that gives him, that is cursed but gives him a huge crit boost. 32. But yeah, and all of those points to dexterity have even more overkill because charge attacks have more accuracy than normal attacks. But I believe at some point I should do a kind of a list of the different dexterity benchmarks. Because I'm always like, oh yeah, I think that dexterity investment is overkill and everything. But you never really know unless you really take a good look at the informations. Which you can have by just having monster cards, by the way. But hey, Tartarus is doing it for you. If you can just avoid those golem, they're not even worth your time. They don't give that much XP, not more than monsters of the same areas, but they're so tough to kill. In fact, I believe that having just a poison weapon, if you can manage to get one, even at low level, will give you an easier time against them. Oh, the dexterity also have high dexterity. Let's do another check. Just for the sake. So we have while there I got it. So tarantula in the desert, 4D dex. So that raised the benchmark a little bit for the desert. We do have a spear with a possible enchantment on it. Oh, I was just talking about poison, eh? Bane. Not bad. That's actually pretty nice for the archer. It's even more damage. And there's not that many enemies that are resistant to poison. I guess in the desert there would be the mushrooms. Maybe the scorpions. In fact, you can also check that in the bestiary. Scorpion. So I'm taking the basic scorpion, but I'm guessing that's the same for the others. Yeah, they have better poison resistance. Their other resistance are at 50, and the poison resistance is at 90. So yeah, they are also resistant. As for the mushrooms, yeah, and they are indeed a little susceptible to fire damage, but resistant to poison. Yeah, I believe that would be a good time to switch weapons. I know that there are some people that apparently dislike to use the L command to change weapons while dungeoning, but that's something actually very nice that the games allows you to do. It's a good mechanic. You can have your main weapon, especially if it's an elemental like one, you can have a secondary weapon, and it's always nice when you can have one to have a chaos weapon, or for some specific dungeon, chaos-like enchantment like the Kusanagi sword. That is, it's 200% instead of 150, but that's only for undead. And that's a sword, also. But if you're doing the graveyard, for example, that would be better than a chaos weapon. Because the only flying enemy that you'll get there are the bats. That are not very good. But yeah, there, I would have kept the spear for previously that was neutral. Because the damages are not very good against the Tyrant at all. But next encounter with golems though, and there is one encounter with like 10 golems or so. That was peculiar to see a grenade using in combat. Unfortunately, it's never do damage, so I'm not really sure you can pull that and really using it. I mean, the bombs and the grenades are doing fire damage, so the only place I would kind of use it are the mushroom forest and the cave. Even the mushroom forest, there are not that many fire sensitive enemies. And by the way, I tried it, but the efficacy skill from the warrior doesn't increase the damage from grenades, bombs, and the Molotov cocktails. Unfortunately. Aha. See poison. Procced only once. To my knowledge, there's no one has ever done the calculation for knowing what's the chance to applying an elemental status effect with an elemental weapon. I mean, in the end of it's also dependent of the target's resistance to said element. So it will be difficult to calculate that. Oof, it's gonna be a bad time. There's gonna be a lot of worms. Are they resistant to poison? Okay. No, they're not resistant to poison. On the other hand, they have a little weakness to ice damage. Yeah, as you can see, they're not resistant to poison. Oh, it's always nice as the spear archer to have lines of enemy like that. So what will it be? Okay, all in strength. Okay, fair. That install is still it's still unfortunately low, but you will always have to do normal attacks. So, and in the end of the day, your CA are also dependent of your actual strength. Yeah. In fact, now that I think about it, poison enemies, I think they're, well, maybe not all susceptible, but at least they take a good deal of fire damage. So having one poison weapon and one fire weapon complements each other pretty well. I mean, I don't think that this spider, I think they have neutral fire res. Yeah, they have neutral fire res. But still, there would be sometime they would take the extra damage from the status. Ooh, a dark matter. This or would be level 1 because you get level 0 from Goblin Fort to the pirate ship, and then at the pirate ship and after you can have level 1 up to Chaos Castle, in which you can start to have level tier 2 ores. So, well, that's only one dark matter. You won't get anything from just one ore, but that's a nice find. What would be the spear that you get from tier 1? So you could get the Gale Lance. I believe it is. Well, no, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna check. I don't want to get just dumb stuff. Yeah, it just gives you a bit of dexterity. It's not that worth it. Okay. Oh, that's bad. They are resistant. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter that much when you're doing charge attacks. As for cursed, that's the Renus Lance. Cursed, but gives you 5 reasonable strength. Nah, not really good. And the Fomori Shaken. That's Mercurius Spear. Fire Spear with respectable damage. I think you would be better served with a Chaos Lance. A spear, Chaos Spear. I kind of want to know, does I've heard that both spears and lance in English. If someone knows the difference, do tell me in the comments, because I'm curious about that. Not that many poison procs. I think actually having the bonus crit attached to this weapon, so the Bane bonus is actually more useful than the poison elemental effect. Damn, it's taking a lot of punishment. We might have a level 4 skill pretty soon. Or maybe once, while I was checking previously, I didn't saw it, but there's already one. I believe that would be range first, but actually I don't really know if it would be preferable to go for spear instead. And just have to go a little upper. Yeah, you can see that they're taking a lot of damage. This golem, I'm gonna check again, but I'm pretty sure they have bad poison runs. Or at least they're taking it's more than they have a huge defense. No, they have no more poison res. Okay, but it's just that the defense is massive. For comparison, they have 150 defense, whereas I don't know. Let's take Hoppy for example, of the desert as well, as 50, a third. So yeah, they're really huge walking tanks. Look at that. A level 2, a level 3 charge attack is doing as much as just a 1 second of poison. This is kinda disgusting to be that tanky. Yeah, with a color like that you can be sure that they're resistant to poison as well. Maybe even more than their lesser counterparts. Okay, last check. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's really worth it to try to get the gloves identifier. Probably won't be that much defense. I mean, the enchantment might be really good on it, but might as well go for Oswald right away. Yeah, you need to be a little further away from just there to be able to avoid his wind attack. In more like wind attack, it's more like a martial art, I guess. There we go, like that, yeah. This probably won't take long at this rate. So that's an argument against the spear. I mean, not really, but the bow is generally better for normal attacks than the spear. But it's true that spear have more power to compensate. So I guess they're not really worst for boss fighting. Okay. Hopefully we'll have a fire weapon in the shop. Visioning, that's intel. Yeah. 5 pounds of intel is not that bad, but even as a spellcaster, I think you're better served with a battering. Fire! What? No, okay. We'll have to see the price though. That might be very expensive. What? No! That fire spear! I hope that we see that fire spear. That's gonna make the dungeon so much easier. No, I didn't saw that there were a bit of decks from the equipment as well. Ring won't be that useful in the cave. There's still a bronze medal just standing there. I don't know why. It's not even like it's gonna be used at some point. No, but the fire spear. Ah, wait. No, that's good. I'm getting teased 3 times in a row. Ah, yeah, the grenade, that's gonna be for the princess. But the fire spear... press F for the fire spear. Well, it's not like it's bad without it. I get that. But still, a beautiful fire spear just before the cave. That was too good to pass on. I swear if it's a fire... No! I was gonna say if it's a fire spear I'm getting mad. No. So, what is this ridiculous luck? Okay. Man, if that's not a highlight, I don't care. I'm doing a highlight of this playthrough just to push this moment. That's too good to pass on. It even has power embedded into it on top of the fire element. Bruh. Okay, I guess press GG for the fire spear instead. The power is so good that there's not even see it that often. Now you'll need to see it. I mean, even with low dexterity, far lower dexterity, because this dude had 200, you can still hit your shot because they're very slow to move towards you. You just need a lot more shot than usual. In fact, with a fire spear, I don't even think that the grenade are gonna be useful. I mean, not necessary at least. I can never see that the Yeti King is always looking more than of a dog than an ape. Just because they wanted to give him a mustache, absolutely. Je suis un Yeti français, moustache, oui oui. Anyway. It's still a lot. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the grenade are still useful. Dude, that's still a freaking lot of HP. At least their ice doesn't regenerate. Could you imagine if they had that? I mean, it's ice and we're in an ice cave. It could regenerate its HP, like it's slowly reforming while being hit. But at least not. By the way, I kind of just want to point out that if you don't want anyone to not go inside the tower, instead of giving the password to the guard, you just not give the password to anyone. And each time there is someone of importance that want to come to the tower, so I'm guessing another Chaos Knight, for example, like Jillspy, you just go there yourself. Yeah, I don't think that those Yeti there have lower fire res. Yeti. Oh, they do. So it would have been better to keep the fire lance. Okay. But the Bigfoot though, the red ones, they are resistant to fire. It's even funnier than because not only they are resistant to fire, but they are even weak to ice. There's gonna be golems in no, that's not that. That's another screen. They do all resemble each other. Well, there's a lot to comment here. Just basic dungeoning. I mean, at this point with the fire spear, it's pretty much easy peasy. The bunch of golems. There was an overwrite. The poison was so proccing, but the poison bubbles weren't there anymore. Maybe switch to the fire spirit though. I mean, even those will-o-wisp are even resistant to fire. I mean, as long as your shot connects, it doesn't really matter. No, they're not even resistant to fire. They have huge res in every element at 80, but it's not better in fire. Yes. Oh, actually, are those snow lizard? No, they do take a lot of. They are susceptible to fire. It wasn't that much. Interesting. So I'm guessing the difference is less than for others because they have a little more defense. That's 66. That's not even that much. But the current attack of the character, it's still lower than 100, I'm pretty sure. There goes the all interest for the bronze medal. So you have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum after that. And platinum is weird, like instead of having a round number, it has like a 51, I think, or something like that. Each one of them is only giving you a varying amount of pure HP. So I'm not sure who wants to equip that. Even as a tank character, you better serve with a shield ring that you can, at this point of the game, you can already have from the Coliseum. I mean, it's only in the Coliseum, but you can already have it, is what I mean. Or otherwise an accessory that increases one of your resistances. Yeah, the poison comes in handy when it procs, but it doesn't proc that much. It procs like 2 times in 10 to 20 attacks there. We go up to 30, then one more. At least poison is better with the spear due to the AoE than with the bow. The bow even more blows, but without AoE you still can only poison the first enemy that comes after you. Well, it's gonna be a nice weapon for the boss. Because Mr. Beyblade is gonna be more about delivering huge charge attacks than a flurry of normal attacks.
I hope that we'll see at some point an enemy dying of poison, because if you didn't saw that, there's an interesting visual effect associated with it. Just have to pass this golem, and this will be Vaitali. From the remaining time frame, it seems like it was just a one shot. Once you get the gist of Vaitali, it's not that hard to defeat easily. Hmm. I don't think that HP recovery item will be useful there. Because Vaitali, I mean, if Mr. Bubbly gets you, you will lose HP very fast, but you can fairly easily avoid that. SP recovery item though, yeah. Having a full health bar, I mean, health bar, yeah, not like there's any visible bar while boss killing. No, I guess it doesn't hurt to be extra prepared. That will serve for the next dungeon after that anyway, so might as well. I would pop that power speed though because it has higher attack. Elements don't affect bosses. I don't know if they have. I never checked their resistances, but I'm guessing like every other enemy they have that. But maybe they're all neutral. I mean, it's not like for this Vaitali guy, he really he's like an ice monster. He's a dragon, in fact. So I would even picture him kinda resistant to fire instead of susceptible to it. Anyway. Okay, boss. After that, a little bit of there's no item to identify again. So I guess we'll just see what's in the shop and call it a day. Oh, I guess there's one item to identify. Ooh, you're at that age. That joke will just never get old. vitality, okay, fine. Strength, okay. Still not much into intel. But in the upcoming critical, okay. Well, level 1 and 2 are pretty much automatic if you can find a skill point. The first one is, they're inherently due to how critical hit chance work, have diminishing returns. The first one is doubling your natural crit chance. The second one is still giving you 50. After that, falls off. But just 3 level ups full on critical scale, you can find that. Although I'm surprised at this one that it hasn't been the same for a healing. I was gonna comment about that spear. Fire element plus poison res. That just screams go to the mushroom forest with it. But this price though. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next part.